Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wild Moments brought to you by Explore.org. It's Shal, other than Kelly in the house with a beautiful background. How you doing, Kelly?
I'm very well, thank you, Trisala. Very well. I'm always confused. When do we stop saying Happy New Year? Did you have a good Christmas? I mean, it's like the middle of January now, but Happy New Year. Did you have a good Christmas?
You asked a question.
Yeah, all is well here. All is well. All is well. It's actually lovely and cool here in
Nice.
Limpopo today.
Oh, very nice. Today in Johannesburg, it's quite nice and warm, which is very welcome because it's just been rain last 10 days. So we are all very happy.
Excellent. Congratulations on your rain. I think there's been rain all over the place from what I can tell.
And unfortunately, that rain has, while most animals were very happy about it, some of them were not so happy about it, as you will see from the clips that we have during Wild Moments today. Remember that we're live and interactive, everyone, so please send through questions and comments. We love to hear from all of you. The usual question, Kelly, how are you enjoying the show today? What do you have?
What do I have? I'm enjoying the show. I was really confused. Today, I actually have a cup of coffee. Normally, I would not have a cup of coffee because it's normally so hot. But I've actually treated myself to a cup of coffee, and I did actually just have a homemade ginger biscuit as well. So yeah,
Oh,
it's going well so far.
I
It's
have
perfect.
a cup of plain old cup of tea here. Sometimes that's all you need, nothing fancy, just a normal standard cup of tea. But I think, Kelly,
100%.
aren't we getting better? Sometimes with nothing to this show.
But often I've been running around and then I look at the time and then I sit down and I haven't even got a drink of water. But yeah, I was fully prepped today. Got a lovely cup of
Yes.
coffee. I'm comfortable. Hopefully, I think my internet is stable today. Fingers crossed. Let's see what pans out.
Well, that is not stable today, but I've managed to use a hotspot, so it'll be fine now. Before we
Okay.
jump in, a lot of hellos coming through, but Kelly, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on in your wall there?
What's going on the wall? There's lots of caps from various locations on the wall that's behind me. It's not actually my wall, if I'm completely honest. The wall does belong to someone else that we may know. But yeah, it's a brilliant idea. I'm sure, Trish. Do you have lots of caps in your drawer? I actually had a good clear out about 18 months ago. I had to get caps are actually big to store when you have lots, but this is a brilliant idea. So watch this space for a complete copycat wall, if I'm honest.
Nice. I that when I go to different reserves, I don't purchase cap. It looks like it could be a good idea.
It's brilliant. I think definitely. I think it looks good. It's what's the word? It's frugal. Because you often have the caps anyway, and it saves on a huge piece of artwork for the wall, which I'm learning is very expensive. I'm actually thinking about starting to use tablecloths for big walls for artwork. Just a nice bit of material, nice tablecloth. Who needs to spend thousands of dollars on artwork?
Exactly. And I mean, now with the caps, it's a great talking point too when you have
It is.
guests
It's a
over.
lovely talking point. I may get involved in this, but sadly, it's not mine.
Well, if you're here for the wildlife, you stayed for the home interior design, didn't you?
Don't stay for that. You should see my house. Do not stay for that at all.
Anyway, a couple have hellos, and then we'll move straight into our first clip. Today is all about birds, and I think it's quite interesting topic given the weather, because when we think about the rainy season and all the wonderful abundance that's around, we just think of birds as, oh yeah, migrants have arrived and they're nesting and all those kinds of things. But also there's food availability, there's nests getting flooded, there's all these other things that we have to consider that we kind of don't think about. Anyway, before we get stuck in, April Owl says, good morning, everyone, from a frigid Connecticut. We saw a bull elephant on the towel cam throw greens on his back while grazing. Is this common or just taking advantage of all the greenery? Oh, we see it so often. We see it so often. Sometimes they throw it on their head and they have cute little hats, or we think they're cute little hats. Um, Oftentimes see them throw it on their backs as well. Kelly, why do you think they do that?
I'm not sure, but I've actually watched elephants at Tau do that from the deck. Um, Logically, maybe saving it for later. No, that's not a reason. Um, maybe it's a pantry. I know some animals do it to look bigger, but I don't think a bit of greenery on an elephant is going to make a vast amount of difference in that scenario. I don't know. Feels nice. Maybe it feels nice. Maybe it tickles.
Maybe so that feeling, it hitting the back is kind of like maybe it gets an itch or something like that, and then they just leave it. Maybe it's just for fun. Maybe there's so much, like Al, just taking advantage of the fact that there's so much greenery that they swing their trunks. We see lots of young elephants as well. They're too big to figure out. It's there. What's there about it?
It's just in Madikwe, not at Tau. Unfortunately, there was a plastic bag that had made its way into the bush at the front of a lodge. They went mad for this plastic bag. It was like a black bin bag, and we watched actually where they left it. So someone after they'd gone went and picked it up. But there was some serious activity. They were passing it round and fighting over it, and there was serious activity going on with that bin bag. So maybe the vegetation is just play.
Yeah, maybe it is just play. But really interesting, April, Al, and definitely something that we see. Bridget, you say hi, Trishala and Kelly. Hi, Bridget. Hi, Zygote as well, and namaste to you too. Andy is also in the house all the way from Florida. Hi, Andy. And Jen, hi, Jen. Say hi, everyone. Trishala and Kelly, you're here with chai tea again. Plain old tea this side, but a chai sounds great. Casper said, "Ghost, you say hello, Trish and Kelly, and everyone. Hot coffee from a freezing Milwaukee. Doesn't it make you feel good, Kelly, how we're like in the team now with our hot drinks
I feel,
as well?
I feel more competent. I feel like I've achieved something by managing to make myself a drink for the show.
Well, we'll feel that
Life
way
goals.
until Mr. HU7 comes in with his snacks, and then we're back down at the bottom of the
back way down. More work needed.
Dear NC, hello from Seattle. You say you've got hot coffee and a donut. Oh, there we go. It's starting, Kelly.
Good.
Thanking both of us for being here. Kauri, you say hi, Trishal and Kelly. You've got milk again. Of course you have. How's this one, Kelly? What do you think grumpy old man has to drink?
Without all, I think he's got a double whiskey and ginger ale. I don't know, what time is it in the States? Is that inappropriate?
That is not a bad guess. Alas, he's protein shake.
Oh, okay. That's also a good option. But maybe grumpy old man. Maybe next time we should,
I think, man, there's only two things you should be drinking: what Kelly suggested and protein shakes. I think you're gonna be in so bulked. Jean Gale.
Ooh. Did we lose Trish? I think we might have lost Trish. Is she coming back? We lost Trish. Oh no, Trish is back. Okay, where did we get to?
Have we?
Oh no, Trish, are you back? Are you back? Yes, Trish is back. By the looks of
it. Can you hear me though?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Did you get Mindy's comment?
I did not get Mindy's comment. Please repeat. Mindy, I love the cat wall. Oh, I love the cat wall. Great ways to. Yeah, thanks, Mindy. It's not my cat wall, but I'm gonna have one. Maybe next time. Maybe I'll make it a point. Maybe if you come back next time, Mindy, I will implement a cat wall and we can have a look at my own cat wall.
Very nice. All right. Enough about us. Let us get stuck into the wildlife. Let's head over for our first clip to Lentore to have a look at some very cute little fuzzballs. Oh my goodness.
These are such pretty little owls, hey? Oh, Well, such pretty. Oh, we're back.
Oh,
Has he got something there?
you
No?
know, I've never seen them on the ground actually.
I don't think I have either. And they're often look at those fake eyes. Is that yeah, behind the
Yeah,
head there? How cool is that? I know they've got fake eyes and it tricked me. That's cool. They're very effective, aren't they?
yeah, and everyone, that's a very identifying feature of a pearl spotted owlet. Seeing those fake eyes at the back of their heads, and like Kelly said, it's so effective.
Are they
Wow, the
just
eyes.
playing with this stick? This is the longest I've ever looked at the fake eyes on the back of an owlet, and they are very confusing, aren't they?
Absolutely. It's the color and the position is just uncanny.
They almost look like eyes more than their actual eyes do.
Now, it does look like they were playing there because I can't imagine why else they would be looking for sticks because they nest in tree cavities, right?
Mm. I was I didn't like to read it, but I saw a new study um, about play in all animals a while ago. I didn't get around to reading it, but there's so much research that's still ongoing about play in either companion animals or wildlife. I'm actually due to go and do a workshop in August with captive wildlife regarding emotionality in captive wildlife and providing
Yeah.
enrichment for captive wildlife. And there's so many studies going on at the moment around animal emotionality and the functions of play, and some of the myths around it. And it's so interesting how much more we're learning about animals and how they feel and why they do things. And to me, that did look like play.
Yeah, and I think it's a fascinating area of study as well because oh, give yourself a good old shake. Because it's one of those things that we can only really know within the context of humans, and so we just think of fun and play, but we can't really define what those things are because they're kind of subjective. So it's a
Mm.
really fascinating area. Now,
No,
Jack
it's
DeBoer, you wanted to know what. Sorry, Kelly. Jack DeBoer just wanted to know what kind of owl that is. That's a pearl spotted owlet. Very tiny. I think they're like 60 to 100 grams, something like
mm,
that. Very
tiny,
small.
tiny little birds. Yeah, almost always hear them before you see them.
Sorry, Kelly, we cut you off. What were you going to say? I think you were talking a little bit more about that study or play.
It was yeah. There's. I was listening to a. I was also listening to a podcast, and the way people understand things. And someone said, "No, wild animals don't play. They're too busy trying to stay alive, and all the rest of it," which is hotly disputed. You, if you spend enough time round wildlife, there is no other reason for some behaviours other than joy, in my opinion. But as you say, it's so subjective, and try as we might, we can't get into their heads. We can only look at what we see from the outside or what we understand about, neurology or anything like that. So it's subjective, but fascinating to dig further into, I think.
Absolutely. And that, I mean, now I say that looked like play to me, and then now I'm questioning myself, well, what is play? Thank you, Kelly. Bob
Deep
from
ones today.
Kalamazoo says, good day. Good day to you too, Bob, for joining us. Kate Drams, I hope I'm saying that correctly. It looks like a personalized number plate. You say, "Hi there, still huddling under the duvet in freezing Chicago, too cold to run downstairs for coffee." I know that
Ooh.
feeling. Welcome. April Owl, you say, "Unbelievably cool fake eyes." They really, really are. And I thought what's also quite interesting in that in that clip, Kelly, is that normally, like we said at the beginning, I don't think I've ever seen them on the ground. Each time I see them, they're in the trees. And so
Mm.
my angle, those eyes appear um, much smaller, almost
Mm. I
slit-like.
agree.
But
Yeah.
looking at this angle, you can see the full impact of those eyes,
No,
fake
for sure.
eyes.
They're very, very effective.
And Mindy, you say you think science is finally accepting the fact that animals have complex emotional lives. Definitely, I think that there's a lot of research that's starting to go on around that, which I kind of think is really, really cool. And I can't say that I
I
blame
agree.
science. A lot of the time, we get there, but in the end, we get there, which is fantastic.
Mm.
And
Yeah, and the more,
Kelly, who can
the more we can get the word
no
out
carry
there
on.
and educate, and yeah, I find it absolutely fascinating. So, Mindy, I think you're completely right. We're getting there.
Yeah. Anyway, on to our next clip. We're going to head over to Mabula, and I'm sure that a lot of you have invested time and energy looking at this black-spit lapwing on her nest. So let's see what effects the rain has had. All right, we're still looking good. You can see a lot of moisture has fallen, though. Things are nice and green. The soil is not loose, it's wet.
Look at her having a tidy up there. Oh, move all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it's in the way. Oh, hello, little egg. Yeah,
What's she doing? Is she moving stuff or bringing stuff closer or taking it away? Or I can't see
I mean,
what she's actually doing. Trish, do you know how to, this is going to make me sound really silly. Do you know how to sex blacksmith lapwings?
oh no, I do not.
No,
I
I
know
also do
that
not. That's okay.
I know that both sexes will incubate the egg, so we don't know who is who at this stage. But I'm
Any,
sure there are.
anyone?
Oh no!
Oh, no.
This is the same day, by the way, everyone.
That makes me sad. Oh
This is just
no.
in one day.
That's actually quite devastating. That's this.
The water rolling. Oh, oh, what? Yeah, that's quite insane.
That's actually really upset me. Um, which is that's really upset me. Showing those birds dedication to looking after that little egg. Thinking, oh no, it's too wet. I think it's a testament to the resilience of animals and their ingrained um, desires or need to reproduce and all the rest of it. It's not. Maybe we shouldn't think of it. Maybe that bird's not sitting there going, "Oh my god, my egg, my egg." But that's a real sight. That's a real show of devotion, and that's really upset me.
Well, 100%, because I mean, she or he might not be saying, "Oh my gosh, my egg," but that's the 100% investment that's going in.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that's a higher priority than that
No.
egg at that moment. But I thought it was quite interesting. Remember when we were looking at the beginning of the clip and he or she was pulling in debris and cleaning up at first and then pushing. I wonder
Yeah.
if the bird knew it was coming because when the water starts getting higher and flowing, it almost looks like it's a little
That's
higher
really
than the water.
interesting. That's a really interesting point, Trish. I didn't think of that. Maybe it's a damming
Yeah.
process they're trying to implement to keep that egg still. I'm not sure entirely how affect. I suppose if they're still sitting there and that brood patch is touching that egg, in theory, if everything else is wet around them, as long as that brood patch is touching that egg and that egg doesn't disappear with the flow, technically, I suppose it would still be viable, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, nothing matters except that temperature.
Yeah,
So
it is. That's
I
almost
almost
sort of
wonder.
banked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me,
because
I
look,
mean, I don't think it's
that is.
effective, but it definitely is working. At least at that stage, it was working. Now it is not working.
But I mean,
And Kelly,
looking
I
at that image, if that brood patch is still touching that egg, technically that egg's still viable at the moment. Have we had a shame? I assume the
well, I
last one
mean,
there was.
it depends because that brood patch will only be touching 50% of the egg. So if the egg it needs to be rotated, it's just going to get cold.
Mm,
Kelly,
I
I
assume
have to
that egg
leave you
has
for
gone now.
I have to leave you for 10 seconds as I
Okay.
realize that everything is going to die and I need to grab my charger.
Okay, you leave
So
me for
you
10
can maybe go
seconds. I'll stay here and be
and
and
all
be
of you.
deeply
I'll,
upset
I'll,
over deeply
I
upset
just
over
need
the
to
bird.
find
I
my
see
I thought it was right
I
here.
see Kate Rams. Does she have any protection from predators? Um, Kate Rams, the biggest protection is going to be camouflage, and lapwings do have another predator distract. It's called a distraction display. So if there is a predator coming close, often one of the adults will sort of flap around and try and lure the predator away from that egg site. And they will also dive bomb if there is a predator coming close by. But other than that, it's camouflage and often distraction, and a little bit of luck, to be honest. Zygo, I was sad that day, but it is what it is. Yeah, yeah, you're right, Zygo. It's a shame it's gone, and it's still flooded there. It is a shame, but we know it happens. But I think it was just that clip, that incremental clip of that rising water, um, hit me significantly. Watching that, oh, it's fine. Oh, it's going wrong. Oh, it's gone badly wrong. Um, and then it's over. What a strange feeling. Oof. Is the moon off or something, Trish? Is it full moon? I'm emotional.
Is Mars in Gatorade? I mean retrograde. Just found my charger and decided to be funny. What is also something to think about is what are her options? And I think that's what the moving thing with this clip was, is that she's dealing with it and it's getting worse, but there is no other option. She can't
Mm,
roll the egg elsewhere. She can't pick the egg up and take it somewhere else. She has to commit to that, just staying there and getting, hopefully, just hoping for the best, essentially.
all or nothing, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay, let's go have a look at a more successful nest, we hope, at Naledi Dam. This one is a green wood hoopoe that I have been
Ooh.
wanting to look at, but I am never there on the cam at the right time. So I'm very happy to see how it's going. Oh, hello. Oh, these birds.
I also big fan of these guys. Shall I show that? Ooh.
Oh, look at that little beak.
I was actually just doing some reading about these birds earlier, and I love the phrasing on the possibly well-known app that I was reading about them on. They're monogamous. 1% of pairs get divorced was the actual phrasing on the app, which I found quite entertaining. But that's a 99% marital bliss rate, which is pretty impressive by anything or anyone's standards, I think. But yeah, 1% get divorced. Well, 1% end in divorce or something.
Um, that's very interesting, but I suppose at the same time, everyone knows what that means, so it works, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, what does that look? It looks like an alate.
All these
Well, I
birds that
suppose
are
that's not so
successfully rearing, they must be stuffed with food if my outside lights are anything to go by at the moment. There is there's everything is so plentiful for them. It must be such a relief.
Yeah, and there's so I said when the clip was playing, I said those look like alates. Alates are the winged reproductive caste of lights, and they're the ones I'm sure, Kelly, you're probably seeing a ton of them around your lights, and you know when they look like they've been captured because their wings are soaked and they're flat on the ground, stuck to the ground,
Yes,
but their bodies are
I
still.
don't like seeing that either.
I feel so bad for them because their wings are
Mm,
so thin. As soon as they get wet and
yeah,
they touch a surface, that cohesive force there is just like sticking them there, but they're alive and nothing's wrong with them. They just can't unstick themselves. It's a
it's
very, very
awful.
sad thing.
Mm,
But if you see that, just pick them up and turn them over instead of them struggling. But
what are you doing
they're
this evening?
so,
Flipping alleys.
yeah, why not? I found one on my windscreen like that. And I felt really bad because I was driving, and it's nothing you could do.
Just had
But
to watch
anyway,
it
it
struggle.
drive in
You
front
tried.
of me as I'm driving. But they are so they're abundant like you don't know abundance. There are
Mm,
so many. You can just see them streaming out of termite mounds, and every single thing in the bush takes advantage of that. I remember a
yeah.
termite mound where I had birds. Um, there were some geckos, there were scorpions, there were frogs all around that same vent where the alates were coming out of.
And but they come and go
It
so
was,
quickly. It rained here a while ago, and I walked past the termite mound everywhere, everywhere, and then actually went and fed someone's cats. And by the time I came back out 20 minutes later, it's finished. It's nature's so clever. And then later, a different termite mound came out at a slightly different time. They didn't all come out at exactly the same moment. It's very, very clever.
yeah, it's and obviously these green wood cuckoos, this is perfect for them. They get to feed their young. They have the perfect beaks in order to not get irritated by the legs and the wings.
Hmm.
And their young already have nice long beaks to receive the food. So that's really really cool. And Kauru, you say you love African green wood hoopoes when they nest. I'm sure that you're going to be watching that camera, that Naledi cam, because it's so so special. We have 2 minutes left, Kelly. Last
Do
clip.
we? Let's squeeze it in quickly, Trish. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Oh, doing a little dance. It's unfortunate you can't see me right now because I am doing this exact same dance.
That's, I think you should show us when the clip finishes, Trish.
This is a black-headed heron, everyone.
What's that? What's he doing? You know,
Um, it reminds me a little bit of like when I see little cousins and things really needing to use the bathroom. It looks a little like that dance, but I don't think that's what it is. It could also be a focusing thing. You know, you see with birds where
they
when they
move,
try to
yeah,
get
they
a
keep
better
their
look.
heads, yeah, or keep their head still and move everything else around. Maybe that vision was locked onto something.
Hmm. Ooh, it's still doing a shakety shake.
Where's he off to? Ever has he got something? Oh, look,
Yeah,
he's got a.
it looks like it got
Oh,
a snake.
oh wow! I wonder if that was in
I
any
mean,
way related to the dance.
well, I don't know. I think that it was actively hunting and it was just locking onto certain things.
Then he got
I
lucky with a
don't
snake.
know.
That's a decent sized snake as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's gonna
yep,
get. Is he
give it a
gonna go
wash.
give it a
Give it a
rinse?
wash.
Yeah, give it a wash.
Yeah.
We said that at the same time. Give it a good rinse there. Lovely.
And also very important, I suppose, because snakes are moving around on the ground. Oh,
Gone. That
down it
snake is
goes.
gone.
I mean, it didn't spend a ton of time trying to kill that snake.
No, give it a bit of a shake, bit of a rinse. Job
I
done.
think it managed to get right on the head, so maybe there wasn't much to be done.
Minimum food
I
prep
just
time. My kind of meal.
Mine too. What have we all learned today? Create a dam if you're building a nest, and rinse your snake before you eat it.
Bring your charger.
And bring your charger, everybody. These are really cool clips, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Tilly. We hope that we'll see you
Thank you,
again
Trish.
soon.
Yes, me too.
My pleasure. Yeah, I'm glad our internet survived. I'm glad that the leaf blowing people decided not to leaf blow right next to my window.
Yeah,
So
it's
win-win
tense every
every.
time. Whose internet's going to go? Take it in turns.
Exactly. All right, let's not chance it any longer. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.
Bye.